So I would say that one of the biggest things that people have asked me to do, like I get asked this the most frequently, is how to add copy and paste in lists with basic admin. Because a lot of people want to be able to copy offenders' usernames and stuff like that, and just be able to really like moderate people a little bit easier. And it's actually not that hard to do at all. So I'm going to show you how to do it from square one of getting the module into the game, editing what you need to edit, and then basically testing. So the first thing that you need to do is obviously grab the basic admin loader. If you haven't done that yet, then you can search for it on the toolbox, and it's the one by R_R over here, and it's called Basic Admin Essentials 2.0. When you insert that into Studio from the toolbox, it'll show up like this. Now, please ensure that you insert the correct version, because if you do it by a different creator, there's a chance that it could be malicious or have other stuff in the code that you don't want. So don't do that, basically. Insert the correct one. The other thing that you're going to need is the Basic Admin Essentials main module, which is basically the module which powers it. And you can get that, and that one's uploaded by me, LegendOJ1. Now, you would expect it to be uploaded by the actual creator, Basic Admin. Unfortunately, the one that he uploaded, the permissions are wrong, so you can't actually use it in your game anymore. So what you have to do if you want to get the module is get it from the link that I put in my developer forum post. It's right at the top, and you grab it and then insert it into the game. And you'll see that, well, it's messed up my screen, but it's actually just put us under the map, as you can see. And yeah, that's the two things that you need. So the first thing that we're going to do is, now that we've inserted both things, is under Basic Admin Essentials 2.0, we're going to drag our main module under that script. Then we're going to take the script itself and drag that inside ServerScript service. Then we can just delete this model that was left by Basic Admin. Okay, so now we've got our Basic Admin Essentials 2.0 script and the module underneath it, and that's all inside ServerScript service. So now what we need to do is basically open up this script, and instead of the loader ID here being this number, we're going to delete that and say script.mainModule. And that's all we need to do. We can close out the Basic Admin 2.0 script. If you want to give yourself admin, then you can follow the guide on the dev forum on how to do that. But we're going to get into how do we make lists copy pastable. So the first thing that we're going to do is go into main module and find the Basic Admin UI in the components folder underneath it, okay? The Basic Admin UI is right here. We're going to take that and we're going to drag it into Starter GUI. Now, nothing's going to happen right now, but it has been moved, so we can go inside it and we can find the list template, which is over here. Now, when you have the list template selected, you're going to come down to visible in the properties window and then click on visible, and there it is. That's our list template, okay? So we're going to open up the list template, and basically we want to go straight inside the scrolling frame here, and you'll see that we've got basically the template here, and that is actually a text label. So the thing with this being a text label is that you can't highlight it, you can't select it, you basically can do nothing with it apart from read it. And we want to make it so that you can like highlight over it but not change the text. So I'm going to convert this into a text box. Now, there's two ways of doing this. I'm going to show you the easy way, which is using a plugin called Reclass. Now, Reclass is not a free plugin, unfortunately. It now costs money. It was free at one point, though, so if you've been on Roblox a while, you might already have this. Just check in your plugin inventory. But it's one of the most helpful plugins you can get. If you don't have it, then you can just create a text box in here by just doing the plus icon and then searching for text box. And you can actually copy the properties, so the size, position, you can copy that all into the text box. But if you have Reclass, all you have to do is click on plugins, click on Reclass, convert, and then change it to a text box like this. So you click on convert, and then you'll see that nothing has happened here, but now when we hover over it, we have the little text icon there. So There's a few things that you do need to change about the text box so that people can't just go in and edit the text. And the most important one is text editable. We want to set that down here to false and basically just uncheck the box, because if it wasn't unchecked, people could just go in and type whatever they want into every one of your logs, and they could basically falsify the logs, and we don't want that. Now we also need to turn off clear text on focus, because if you click into the box, we want to preserve what is there. We don't want to focus into the box and then it just disappears. Like, no, that's not good. Now that's all we basically need to do for the template there, and that's literally it. And you'll see now that it won't really work as expected in the code, but we'll deal with that in a sec. The first thing I'm going to show you, though, is what happens when we just run it like this. And so we can set the visible on the list template to false again. And then remember, always after you've edited the basic admin UI, you have to drag it back inside the components folder in the main module. Don't forget to do that or it just won't load. So I'm going to play now and we'll see what happens. Oh, right, yeah, it can't access the data store. All right, I'll just publish this then. Yeah. This might take a little second. Okay, it's published. Now, let me turn on data store permissions. Oh, it's put me in Team Create. Great. 1 second. It'll load me into Team Create here. There we go. So I'm just going to go here and go to security and then turn on Studio API and also HTTP. You don't actually need HTTP requests unless you're using Trello bands, but now we should be able to get into the game. And yeah, basic admin appears to have loaded here. Now, it hasn't actually loaded my thing on the bottom right, and sometimes this happens in Studio with basic admin, that you have to play multiple times for the admin to actually load in. You can actually do a CMDS in the chat to see if it's loaded, and it looks like it has now loaded. It hasn't given me ownership commands, which is probably why I couldn't run the commands, but you'll see now that basically we have copy paste functionality in the list, but the problem is that we can't actually see the mouse label. So if we have a really long command, the mouse label, which usually is there for the hovering, isn't there anymore. And so we can fix this really easily by basically just going into the components folder again, and this time we're going to open up the client script. Now, once we're in here, we're going to press Control and F, and that opens up the Find menu in the top right. We're now going to search for text label. Okay, so you're going to see 1 of 6 matches if you're using the most recent version of Basic Admin. And on matches 1 and 3, we need to change the line to, instead of saying if object is a text label, we're going to say if object is a text label or object is a text box. Just like that, okay? So this is the first line, and if you've copied my module directly, then it'll be on 645, but I'm just going by this. And so then we're going to go to match number 3, just using the arrows. And this is match number 3. As you can see again, we can once again do or object is a text box, just like that. Okay? And that is literally all we have to do. Just those 2 lines that we had to change. And now you'll see that if we go to play and do CMDS again, okay, I can't type, that it now displays the mouse label when we hover over each section, but we can still copy and paste it, and you'll see that I've just pressed Control-C to copy, and then it just pasted it there into the chat. So we are able to select them and copy paste them, but we have our mouse label functionality, which is really helpful on computer versions. Now, the one caveat with adding text boxes there is, like allowing copy paste functionality, is that it unfortunately doesn't allow the mouse label to work on mobile. So in order to learn how to change the mouse label to work on mobile, you should refer to my other video, which is called Restoring the Mouse Label on Mobile. And that's how you're able to do that. And that's also linked in my dev forum post as well. And it will be linked in the description of this video to show you how to actually access the mobile stuff, basically. And also do note that even when you're enabling copy and paste in lists, it doesn't actually allow you to do it on mobile at the moment of recording the video. There's currently a bug on Roblox where mobile can't edit text boxes like that have kind of editable set to false. And so basically on mobile it's just useless. But on PC, it's very helpful, and hopefully by the time you're watching this on mobile, it will be fixed. No promises, but it may be fixed, and I'll update my dev forum post to tell you whenever that gets fixed. But yeah, hopefully you found this helpful, and hopefully your lists are now really fun and you can copy paste from them.